Welcome everyone to second of 3 classes for Katame no Kata. As told, you've done the first few hold downs. We'll review those quickly and then we'll get into chokes, and then the last class we'll finish off the chokes and go and get into arm bars. Okay? Start off, we're going to do some movement exercise, get used to moving on the ground with some mat crawls. So first shrimps, but I want you to focus on something as we move the shrimps down the mats. And that is getting your hips far out and to the side. So as you push down for your shrimp, make sure you get all the way off to your side, as far as you can. This doesn't count. My back is still cranked almost all the way on the mats. No, as I go, I need to turn all the way on my side. And same thing with the feet first. As I come in, turn. This is no good. So try to get on the way up. Feet first, get your hips nice and high. Get your hips nice and out on the head first. Any questions on the shrimps? Okay, from that side, moving forward, head first, run back, feet first. And then with feet first, remember hips up nice and high. Just the very bottom of your feet and your one shoulder blade should be touching the mat, nothing else. Everything else should be up towards the ceiling. Pick your bodies up. So while we're doing the feet first, if our body drags along the mats, there's a lot of surface area in contact, lots of friction, it makes it more difficult. As we come in, we want to lift. So our bodies are off the ground. Up. Hips up. Nice and high. Okay. Kesa-gatame crawl. You get an imaginary partner in Kesa-gatame, and we switch from one side to the other by scooping up with our opposite arm. Scoop up, switch your legs, Kesa-gatame on the other side. Critical. As Tori, we always want our weight down and facing towards the mat. So I never want to do this, because then my uke is getting out. Your chest should be towards the mat the entire time. And the other thing we're doing is as we're switching our legs, we're keeping our hips, our bodies nice and low. Some people, that's too much space. Uke is getting out. Nice and low, here. So those two things as we do our Kesa-gatame crawl, keep your chest towards the mats, keep your bodies nice and low. I don't know any proper name, I just call it the shimmy. On your back, knees are together, and up. You put your knees and your elbows on opposite sides of your body. And move down. Both knees are together and both elbows are together. Use one side, elbows to the other. Twist your hips. It's a quick twist of the hips. And a quick twist of the hips in judo is very powerful. So if you get good at twisting your hips, lots of other things are going to come along very nicely. So we're going to need, it's just a bridging drill. So what I want to do is turn towards my partner, and just like the shrimps that we were doing before, this isn't enough. I want to drive this way. He doesn't like it. He pushes me back. I bridge. I get Kesa-gatame. He pushes in. I don't like it. There. Make sure you turn in hard and drive. Driving this shoulder into the mats. He doesn't like that. All the way down. So that initial push, almost try to crawl up on their back. Get as high up as you can. We're going to go over the opening ceremonies and a few of the formal parts of the kata. So, if we have the cameras as joseki, much like nage no kata, Tori is on the right. So right now I'm in the position of uke, and we have Tori on that side. Yeah? So to start, you bow onto the contest area like normal. We walk onto the tape. Joseki, Kuzure. And again, just like Nage no Kata, we do a za. Down, down, flat. Back up to the toes, right, left. Big meter step in, just like Nage no Kata. And then we start proper. And in this case, unlike Nage, we both go down to one knee. And we open the knee out like this. This is called kyoshi. This leg is live toes behind. Here, knee, a hand resting on the knee, sternum's up, and then open. And this is going to be straight out to the side. This knee is in line with this heel. I'm not turning my foot out, I'm not doing this. It's just straight out here. I should have a nice solid balance here. Okay? Kyoshi. All right, let's practice just that opening, because the next part is knee walking, and that's going to take a little bit of effort for people, so we'll do that after. So outside the contest area, basically your partner, heels are together, toes are slightly out, hands are at your sides, abs are bow, nice high sternum, it's just at the waist, keeping our heads at the same angle as we bow down here. We don't want to curl our head or look up. So nice 30 degrees there. 2 normal steps up to the tape line after the Ritsure. We turn to Joseki, a nice Ritsure. Back to our partner, heels are still together, left knee down, right knee down, we're still on left toes, toes and hips go down, Zara. Hips and toes go up, right up, left out, our heels are still together, we take our big step in, and then we're in season tie, normal posture here. Then we drop our left knee, right foot goes out, we do kyoshi. Again, we're facing nice and straight forward, looking right at our partner. We want our shin kind of straight up and down, and you should feel fairly solid. Okay? We'll do the bow out because it's just the opposite there. Close that. Standing up. One step back, heels together. Down for Zare. Left, right, hips and toes. Great. Hips and toes. Right, left, to Shomen. Great. Back to your partner, to the outside of the contest area. And bow off the contest area. There. We can now get in and out of the kata. Okay. Next, knee walking. Much like Sugiyashi and Nage no Kata, there is a proper way of doing this, and until you've learned it, it's very, very difficult for most people. Much like the Sugiyashi, when people starting off, they'll go with the feet first, and the head will kind of lag behind, and it'll get kind of a lurchy thing. But as we get better, we learn we want to drive that from the hips, and we keep nice, good posture, going nice and straight, our feet on those train tracks. Same kind of thing with the knee walk. So after our kyoshi, we bring this back, we have our train tracks, and going nice and forward, keeping nice and straight. I want to drive from the hips. I don't want to put this foot on here and try to drag myself forward with my foot. That is when I'm going to lurch. Here. This knee needs to be in contact with the mat. No blend. Here. Okay? If you focus on driving the movement from your hips, you'll find figuring this out a lot easier. We'll just do this for a little bit now, and then we don't have to do it for the rest of the clinic. Just find your own spot, and just try going forward. And then the really tricky one is going back and keeping that knee nice and low. Try not to bring the knee up, and try not to wear it. Keep your core and posture nice and straight and strong. Yeah. But focus on the hips, that's where it's at. Okay. It is important to practice your knee walking because it is difficult. We don't do it very often, so we're not very good at it. But you don't have to do it every time you practice Katame no Kata. You can just work on the techniques. You can do a little bit of practice, maybe a few minutes of knee walking, and then focus on the techniques. But we'll also go over the sequence of coming in and coming out of a technique, which involves knee walking. So we'll cover that during our review of the first hold downs that you went over on the first class. Okay? After that initial kyoshi, we both go down, tori and uke are together at this point. The first thing that happens is uke sets themselves down in the center. So you bring your knee back in, you get one step, and that is all. And then back open to kyoshi. Here, one hand down, your right hand goes from your knee to the mats. Sit down, and in this position that we're doing all our techniques in. And you want the center line to be about your shoulders here. A little bit down, a little bit up is okay, but about the shoulders here. How do you make sure you're in the right spot? I focus on this hand, because sometimes I might take a small step, it's like, oh, I'm too far, or I've taken a larger step, I'm too close. But I know where I like my hand to set myself down like that. And that's just mine. I'm not going to tell you where I put it, because that won't help you. But I know this far, I want my hand here. And I put my hips here. Pretty good. I've seen many people, they'll reach forward over here. And that works for them too. That is not prescripted, but I highly recommend finding a spot that works for you. So no matter where you are, you just have to put your hand down and you'll lie down in the right spot. That's just trial and error on your part. Okay, here, with that, you either come down with me, you open together, you close, one step forward, back to open. Right hand goes down. Yeah, you keep your shoulders at that table. Almost made it. Okay. Couple tips. Come on back. I have a bit of an advantage in this one case because I've got long legs. But things that I've heard other ukes do. One, they're going to make this first step fairly large. So as you stretch out, when you bring this knee in, bring it past your foot. Lots of people bring it way up here.
Okay.
As opposed to just this little step.
Yep.
So the further you can get this in, the better. And then out, and then you gotta reach forward. You should be able to make it. Just bring your knee in further ahead, and then give it a go. So as you step, bring your knee really far forward. There you go, back to open. Reach over. Very good. Perfect. Okay. All the while, tori is in kyoshi. I close. I walk over. There are two distances. There is far and, or open and close kyoshi. They have proper names. Shikima is the close one. And the far one is Toma. Toma and Chikoma. There we go. Cut this foot big. Hands are in the side. Good. So Toma, it's just over a meter away. Okay? Here. There's one mat, a little bit more. I open in kyoshi, I close, take 2 steps. 1, 2, Kyoshi, near one. And then I do a little half step, and I'm in for the techniques. Then we start doing what you did on the previous lesson. Who remembers what we did last lesson? What's the first one?
Kesa-gatame.
Kesa-gatame. First escape. Bridge. Second.
You have to do the knee inside.
Knee. Yes. And 3 is
Inside.
another bridge. Okay. So the setup. Before we get into those, this arm picking up thing, it's a little bit tricky at first. We're just gonna let you put me down for a bit. For almost all of our techniques, we're gonna go down, and our palms are going to face down. Is one way to think about it. Or my upper thumb is towards them, lower thumb is towards me. And so my lower hand is going to grab about the wrist, my upper hand about the elbow. And I put it down beside me. This allows me to put his arm down without changing my hands. I don't get crossed up. I can put it back. It's a very efficient movement. If I do this also, soften over here. Okay? And I have spent classes just ichikomiing that to make it natural. So that's what we're going to do now with your partner, and then we'll get back into the proper review. So I have one partner in uke's position. Put it down, bring it back. If your hands get crossed or it feels cumbersome, you're doing it wrong. It should be smooth and easy. Yes, and now all your palms are going to be facing or towards his feet. So, you get good at this, it takes a whole bunch of stress off your mind. You can focus on what's important in the kata, the techniques. But it has tripped up a lot of people, so just make sure we get that down. So, first one is Kesa-gatame. So it comes in over here, Tori.
Here?
Yep. Comes in, do that step in. Half step in. And instead of putting it all on the mats, he just sort of tucks it into his armpit. Comes in for a Kuzure Kesa-gatame. So he slides it underneath the shoulder, here, and sets in. Okay? You make sure that he's in the right position. At the beginning of every technique, Tori will do an on signal. Because up to this point, uke is just lifeless, letting Tori do whatever Tori wants to set up. But when Tori does the on signal here, that tells me it's go time. Okay? It tells everybody watching it's go time. It's like, okay, now we get to actually see it. Everything else has been set up. Now we're actually doing the technique. So it doesn't have to be big, but just a little tightness there. Okay? So my first escape as a review. I'm going to shrimp out and get both my hands on his elbow here. I'm going to try and use that as a lever to bridge that way. And as I do so, he's going to post out with his back leg to stop the roll. Here. Okay? Once that doesn't work, I'm going to then turn back towards Tori. I'm going to try and dig this knee underneath him. In here. And to stop that, Tori sits through. Back into Kesa position. I have the belt, and I do one last bridge attempt, much like the first one, but instead of the elbow, I've got his belt. Then again, post with the foot. Give up. And then we go back to our starting position. Yes. Make sure you shrimp so your back is no longer on the mats. A couple quick points for uke, because as we continue on, they're going to do this a lot. For your bridges, much like the shrimps that we were doing before, we don't want to be here with our back mostly towards the mats. That's a lot of surface area, a lot of friction that we have to overcome. We can't move quickly. we want shrimp, sides up. Now I can grab, I can turn really quickly. When my back is stuck to the mats, I don't have any kind of wind up or momentum, I don't have much space, and I'm going to be dragging. Okay? So as we go in, back should be towards the wall, not towards the mats. Okay? Same thing with the knee. For all of our knee escapes, the other side, knee nice and low. For most of them, here and in. Okay? Dories. We want to keep nice and low, much like the Kesa crawl that we were doing before. We don't want to do this up here. Way too much space. Low. Sit through, still low, still chest down. Okay. We want efficient movements, always in a strong position. Posture, just like the rest of judo. Okay? So that was just a refresher, and those elements are throughout all the escapes. So Hadaka-jime has a slightly different thing, but has the knee dig, and kami-shiho slightly different. Last class, I was told, we just started on Yoko shiho-gatame. So we just finished kami-shiho gatame. We go to our just over a meter, open, or 2 steps in, open, and a little half step. We do the arm positioning that we just practiced here. Now from here, I'm going to secure this shoulder, bring my knee in nice and close, tight. And I'm going to grab the belt. As I do, I can come down. I'm going to feed this belt into my hand underneath Uke's leg here. I do not want to go around the thigh. If I go around the thigh and Uke kicks, breaks my grip very easily. It's his whole leg versus my little arm, again. Whereas if I go underneath the leg, kick, I don't care, kick it, come on, forward. I'm underneath, it will not affect me, okay? So this, very, very bad, this is here, okay? Next, I'm going to slide under, grab the jacket, and to start off, as I cinch it, no, you don't have to move. I'm going to be on dead toes here, nice and flat. The idea is I'm nice and low. As soon as we start, I'm going to pop up into dead live toes to move about. But at the very beginning, the most efficient way to put our weight down is to be as low as possible. So nice and low. So again, close. This is where we can start. A little half step in. Here, shoulder, in close. Feed the belt down. Grabbing under the leg, under the neck, grabbing here. And again, I do a little on signal. You'd just be lowering my hips. We're ready to go. Okay? Let's switch your positions. Do what I just did. Yeah, half step in, arm over, secure the shoulder, knee in, bring your knee in so you're closer. There you go. Feed the belt down, grab it underneath here, nice and low. So when the arm signal comes on, it gives a good space, thank you. That was excellent. My hands, got these nice grooves. One about the armpit, one about the neck, and I'm going to push down. I'm going to turn towards, I'm going to try and get my leg over his head and break this way.
What am I going to be missing?
So, push down. Now then, for this to work, I need to get my leg around his head. So, when we break out, please practice, make sure you can make it work first without Tori reacting. Or when you're ready to move on, for Tori to react, what you want is to put your head down close to my belt. So as I push, I can no longer get my leg around his head. Just by pushing him down. So if I catch him unawares, oh yeah, super easy. But if he's paying attention, put his head down. Cannot. Okay? So, number 2, just like before, we're going to do a knee dig. So I got to quickly switch from this hip to my other one. Here. Okay? I'm trying to get this knee in, and then I'm basically out. Tori's reactions. He needs to sit through into Kesa. Fantastic. Throughout all of this, really important, Tori stay up about the chest. If you start moving down, here. And then the last one is a bridge, just like before. On signal, pushes down on my neck and doesn't work. He turns towards me. Sit through Kesa. Okay, and don't let go of the belt. And just hold on to it good. And then use that to help bridge. There. Okay? There is variation on this one. People can sit through either way. If you want to play with that, you can. Both are valid for your own practice. Both are valid for grading. Both are valid for competition.
When you say sit through, you're talking about
So-
Shiro and Kesa-gatame?
So for number 2 is what I mean. So he pushes my head, it doesn't work. When he turns to put his knee in, I can Kesa that way, or I can Kesa this way. Either ones are valid. From here, I'm more likely to block with that foot. From here, if he does the same bridge, I'm more likely to tripod with my forehead. There are 3 escapes that make sense and flow together. Perfectly valid. Okay? And every single world, there's a different ratio of people who go this way and that way. So I would go with which one works best for you and hope the judges like that one. That's what we do. Okay, so remember the 3 escapes? Pushing down, then with the leg, knee dig that we've done many times before, and then bridge like we've done many times before. At each one, I highly recommend Tori, the first time, letting Uke get out with it. Make sure that they can do the escape properly. And that way you know it's a good and strong escape, and then Tori can react to stop it. Okay. And you're going to be ready then. You can go back over there. Number 3. This is for the entire kata, but especially the Osai-waza. We're used to in judo, especially in shiai and randori, putting in a whole bunch of extra effort, a whole bunch of grunting, because we just have to hold them there for 20 seconds to win. And so we feel free to waste a whole bunch of extra energy. And so that's why you end up, I'll do this improperly right now. You go like this and drag it up. Do it. And number 2. And number 3. We're not demonstrating anything here. I'm just grunting and overpowering. I'm not using good judo at all. I'm brooding him down. That's not a good demonstration of the principles. All I'm showing is that I'm bigger than he is. Likewise, switch around. First, bigger person's on the bottom. go in. Oh, I didn't do much technique there. I just lifted him over me. That is not the point of kata, it is not the point of judo. Seiryoku-zenyo, maximum efficient use of power. I want to hold him with the least amount of effort as I can and still have him under control. So here, here, and here. Right now I'm not squishing. You feel free to move, right? So he starts his first one, and I just react enough so it doesn't work. I'm not crushing him. I'm letting him move because this is all I have to do to stop that escape. I don't have to do anything else. He's still well within control. All I'm doing is push my head down. When he goes for number 2, all I have to do is sit down in good position. Again, not crushing him. He can move, he can turn in, he can do his good big reach for his last bridge. I don't mind because I still have control. He can do whatever he likes. But I have a good position, good technique. I'm not worried. So he comes in for the last bridge. As I go over. I'm not stuffing him with my muscles. I'm just moving my body in the way of his motion. Same thing with uke. I'm not trying to bench press him off me. I'm trying to use the fundamental movements of judo to help roll. Okay? Keep that in mind, especially if you're working with someone who's not the exact same level or strength capacity you are as you're moving on. Okay? And if you're finding that you can't move, talk to your partner to ease up. Ease up enough so you can actually move. Because if you can't move at all, they're wasting energy holding you down too hard, and that's not good judo. We've now done 4 out of the 5 hold downs. We do our half step back to open. We do our 2 steps back, which we don't have to do today, but just so you know that has to happen. We go to just over 1 meter back here. Open, 2 steps, open, half step. Every time you go in from a different angle, you do that. If you're staying in the same spot, like between Kesa-gatame and Kata-gatame, you just have to do the half step out, half step in. But every time you switch positions, you have to do the 2 steps out to the far kyoshi. Okay? Okay. So we've done our half step in here. Now, for kami-shiho-gatame, we just put our knees down here and slid on here. But this is Kuzure kami-shiho-gatame. So after my half step in, I'm going to do an initial little shuffle to the side. And so this changes my angle to more diagonal as opposed to straight on. Okay? You can rest his arm on my leg like a shelf, go underneath, grabbing his collar. Here. 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 Then I can come down. And then this hand is just like normal. Goes underneath the shoulder, grabbing the belt. That's just like kami-shiho. But like I said, doing more of a seatbelt angle as opposed to straight on.
Can you?
As it comes through, this one. So if you sit up.
So, fingers in.
Yep.
Okay.
Here. And again, starting dead toes. So you've done the half step in, you're nice and close. 1 extra shuffle in, your hand picks up my arm, your hands, lays it on your leg. Yep. Good.
This hand comes underneath.
Yep. Yeah, you don't get to feet up, but that's okay. And this one goes underneath, grabs my belt. Sometimes dead toes. Like all my other attempts, I don't like being on my back. This is not very mobile for me. This is very tight for him. He really likes it when I'm flat on my back. So I want to get on my right side, so I turn myself to face him. And as I do that, I'm going to push up and out with, on that little corner where the neck meets the shoulder area. And this hand is going to go on his knee. And what I want, as I do this, is to push out. So you're pushing off that leg underneath, pushing this way, both my hands without a partner here. So as I come in, this way. I call this door versus wheel. There's two ways to get in this position from on my back. I can go like a door, where this is my hinge, and I kind of roll up like this. That takes a lot of space. Or I can tuck this one underneath, and that takes a lot less space. So that's more of a wheel spinning as opposed to being a door. Here, push out. Here. Here. So you turn towards me. Yeah, here. And
Well, I'm gonna push you.
this one is on my knee. Yeah, push up this way. What I'm going to do is take away what he's pushing, which is my back leg. Just sit up a moment. So I'm here. He's pushing on this knee, and I take that away from him. He can't, so he can't use it. He has nothing to push against. This ends up having my knee underneath his arm that he's pushing, generally speaking. So he's trying to get a brace off this leg. I just take it away so he can't use it. Can't use it. Number two. Not getting your reps in today, huh? Okay. I'm gonna sit through into Kesa. There you go. Good. This one's a bit tricky. Lots of people have trouble with it. My hand is going to go underneath the chin. It's going to drive his head up. Trying to do this while talking is very difficult. But I want to push up here, on the side, and then get my knee in between me and him. Okay? So I'm making space with my hand driving up underneath his chin, space for my knee to turn into him. Push out, he sits through. Underneath, don't let me do it, don't let me do it. And then his response is to go back to his original position. And then yeah, don't let go, but we'll worry about that later. Then my last one, just like before, we'll finish off tried and true bridge. And of course, Corey posts with his legs to stop. Ish. So the third one is business as usual. Lots of ones finish with a bridge. Same thing, but without a partner. Just a little space. I turn in, push out. He sits through. This hand goes underneath the chin, driving up. Trying to get my knee in between us. He goes back to his original position. I grab and try to do the bridge. So the first two, they feel a little bit different. It'll take a little getting used to, but everything up to the crow hop is the exact same as normal. So open, two, open, crow hop. Okay. Same as always. Okay. And then one more little to the side. I do everything. At the end, after you stop, I put them back down. I do one more little slide back, and then I do my crow hop out. So it is mirrored on the way in and on the way out. So one, shrimp onto my side, push out. He hits through the cage part. Try to turn, try to push again on my side. He doesn't let go, but he goes back to his original position. Here, it's this way. Arc. Now. So the trick for that is, again, you don't want to muscle it. You just want to let uke start to play. So you want to play around the arc. So let him arc your foot around. And that will bring your foot into the right position. You're going to use uke's effort to bring you over there against him. Just like judo. All right? He's pulling you out around. Don't fight that. Use that pull to help you bring your foot around.
Okay, so you get for the rotation.
Yes.
So
Again.
I'm going to get the right there. Do I need to be right there?
Yeah. So you just use uke's pull. There. Yes. And then underneath the shoulder, grab the belt, down that up body. There you go. And then it's that. Okay. Get on your side. Wait, push that knee. Sit on this. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Mentioned earlier that we don't want our backs on the mats, and this is one of the more difficult ones to remember, that we don't want our backs on the mat. So we'll do the first one like this, the second one like this, and the third one like this. My back is always on the mats. You see this quite a bit. It's because it's trickier, we forget about it. But we always want to do that shrimp to get our hip backs to the wall, and that will make everything a lot easier. So the first one, here, and then I can push up quite strongly. Okay? For the second one, I want to go even further. I'm trying to pull this shoulder up from underneath me, this way. Because if I can get all the way to my chest down, I'm out. But if I just do this, even if I do this really hard, I'm still stuck on the bottom. I need to get that rotation in my body. If your back is on the mats, you're pretty much dead as okay. Okay? And that's always a good thing to check. Every single escape, you should be trying to get your back off the mats. If you remember that for your randori and your shiai, you're going to be ahead of the game. Okay? So one, shrimp, push out, try to take even more, and then for the bridge, again, I want to be here. He's going to stop me, but my back is as high towards the ceiling as I possibly can. But then he stops me about here. If I do this, he doesn't really have to do much at all. Okay? This has been sometimes referred to as a randori no kata because it is a lot closer to randori or shiai than most other katas. But I would say that even in other katas, you want that element of combativeness in what you're doing. So, in nage no kata, for example, I'm not just going to go, oh, off we go. No, I'm trying to stay standing as uke. And there's the kuzushi, but even here, I'm trying to hold onto the mat with just the tips of my toes. As much as I can, I'm trying to stay up. Or in, surikomi goshi, I'm trying to straighten, I'm trying to block with my hips, I'm trying to stay standing. The kuzushi still works, playing kata. So there's always that element of combativeness, but yes, you will feel a lot more in this kata than others. And I would say, when you're learning kata, or if you're watching beginners do it, it will feel a little lifeless until they figure out what's going on. Once you have that combativeness, you know what's going on, then you can inject some life into it. Then you're getting into how it's really supposed to be. Beginning here, I can jump and do my ukemi. Not really throwing them, not really holding them down. You want some actual judo happening in all your kata. We've done the first set, but it's like 3/4 of the work of the kata. So, we've done the 3 escapes, We've moved uke back to the starting position. Put them back. That's it. The side shuffle. Open. We're now down the set. I'm going to do my 2 steps back. He's going to sit up exactly opposite as the way he sat down. So as I bring this in and start going back, you sit up. Yep, hand down. Yep, all the way open. You should open. We end up in kyoshi at the same time. Okay. Then we do belt fix, gi fix, just like an diagonal kata. Doing good. You just set yourself back down. Easy peasy. And I go over here. Second set is Shime-waza. Okay? Now the first one is a cross choke, but we're going to do the cross chokes next session. We're going to do a set of 3 rear chokes. Those are actually the middle ones. So we start with 1 cross choke, we do 3 rear chokes, and then the last one is another cross choke. But we're going to group them differently just because it's easier to keep everything together. Okay? So after we do the first cross choke, I back up, I start coming over here, and you just sit up. Here. And this time, I still want to be about 1 meter away from him. When he's laying down, 1 meter away is here, but now that's closer to 2 meters away. And covering that distance in 2 steps, not going to happen. So as I'm walking, I know he's going to sit up. I'm going to walk to this space about 1 meter away from uke. Here, I do my 2 steps, open, crow hop. Okay, now take your place for a moment. Uke. You're here. Your feet don't move. You have this toe kind of tucked into your heel, ankle area. Just going to sit up. And knees just kind of go out. Hands to the legs here. Here. And if you don't happen to have abs of steel like I do, a little cheat is you get a momentum by pushing your hands up your leg. There we go. Easy. But, you know, we've all done big sit-ups, so this should be fine for most of us. Okay? But need a little boost. This is a lot better than that's gross. What is? Okay? And we do this because if I go out, I can tell. If I'm like this and I go out, no one knows anything. All right? So just here. And if things goes wrong, people know. Again, uke wants nice tall posture. Don't slouch. Okay? Uke sits up. As I'm walking over, I open, I do my kyoshi, I do my 2 steps. Close kyoshi. First one. And just try it this way. Okay. This knee is just to the outside of uke's body. A little bit of control here. Stable, keeps him in place. I don't want it in his back because that's now in my way. I don't want it out here because he has too much space to move. About there. It's fine. The first of the rear chokes is Hadaka-jime, naked choke. Position of this one is here. This one's going across. We have lots of different ways of doing Hadaka-jime. Some of them are nice on the arteries and veins to the brain. This one is actually a windpipe. But even with windpipe, we can do it a nice way or a not nice way. I recommend doing it the nice way. I got this from Wolfgang, I believe an 8th degree black belt out of Germany. If you feel right here in your neck and you push in, you'll find that you cannot breathe in. You can't do it because it tells your body that you're trying to swallow food, and so it closes it up. So that's what we're going to try and put pressure on for today, because I don't feel like doing tracheotomies. So it used to be that you did one hand and then the other hand, and you came in and applied the lock. Nowadays we want to do it all together. And what we want is a tight noose all the way around Uke's neck. So as this is coming in, this is nice and tight. This is nice and tight. My shoulder is into the back of his head here, and my head is pushing his head into my shoulder. I want to have his head have as little mobility as possible. Okay? And I want to, again, keep my posture as solid as possible. I don't want to hunch over. Okay? So he's sitting nice and tall. Come in here, nice and tight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slight shuffle back, pulling it in. By pulling him back, I now have kazushi. He no longer has support underneath his back. Here, he's strong, solid. But here, you can feel it in his gut. He doesn't like it. He's already weak. All of a sudden, the gravity is helping my choke. So just a little shuffle back. So here, here. So just nice and slow. As it comes in, you want this closer, tighter, good, and pushing, good. Now then, as he does the shuffle back, easy, easy, I'm trying to teach you. As it goes back, my hands are going to come up, grabbing above the elbow and the shoulder. And this pressure, I'm going to try and pull it in this way. If I get my chin in, I'm free. So I give it a couple good yanks. But of course, he's done a very good job of getting this nice tight noose, so it won't actually work. So as it goes back, I do this, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna keep my grip here, right foot taps. Because if I let go here, I'm gonna go out, and I don't like going out. Just one, and there's not much to it. It's doomed from the start, because it's stopped by his good setup. Okay? So one more time. Closer, closer. Yeah, there you go. And as he goes back. There. Okay? And for Tori, we want to make this as tight as possible all the way around. You should feel pressure on the base of the neck, from your body. This is close. I got temple to temple or cheek to cheek, or this is no good. This head's free. You can move. Now I can't move. It's stuck here. I got it. Okay? You want to lock it all up. And then it's really easy to apply.
It's like you're hanging yourself. Like your body's dropping and the weight's going up under your shin.
Never done that, but I'll trust you.
Yeah. So I'll just show you the second one. We'll do two of these. So we do the one crow hop out, crow hop back in. Next one, so Kuri-uri-jime. Underneath the arm, oh, good, just leave it right there. And I want to open it. We don't want to pull this down because the whole point is so I can get my thumb. And if I pull it down, I can't get my thumb, and that's counterproductive. I open. Slide in deep. Again, temple to temple. Cross here. This is going to pull down. This is going to pull across. And again, I want to do a little shuffle back for Kazushi. You're turning red. Uke's defense is exactly the same. So, when I do my on signal, back here, yeah, so this hand up to the shoulder if you can. There you go. Big yank down. There. Okay? Yank down, then tap. It's really simple because Uke does the exact same thing. Notices that something's going on, yank the shoulder. Doesn't work, tap the shoulder. Give a couple. Imagine if you're being choked. Do you just try once? No, you give it a couple goes. So as you sit up, your feet don't move. They say where you are, you just need to relax. Go out to the side. Temple to temple. That way you can tighten that noose around his neck. It should be very nice. A little shuffle back.
Let's do it again.
So to start next session, we will start by going over the 3 rear chokes again, and then we'll do the cross chokes. So I know we kind of rushed those first 2 rear ones. We'll review them again. We'll do also Kata-jime, then we'll do the 2 cross chokes, and then we'll do the arm.